Good morning from the staff of WPVI TV in Philadelphia. This is Philadelphia, cradle of liberty, first capital of the United States, the city of brotherly love. This is Philadelphia, one of America's busiest ports, workshop of the world, key city in the busily growing three-state area of the Delaware Valley. Serving this metropolis of 9 million people, WPVI Television broadcasts the finest of television entertainment, news, and information programs. WPVI TV is affiliated with the ABC television network and is a member of the National Association of Broadcasters. Observing the standards of the television code, WPVI TV is operated on Channel 6 at maximum permitted radiated power, with transmitters located in Roxborough and studios located at 4100 City Line Avenue. It is owned and operated by Capital Cities Communications Incorporated.
Get you something?
Your mofo butter laying me to the bone, jacking me up. Tight me.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Cuddy say can't hang.
Oh, stewardess, I speak Jive.
Oh, good.
He said that he's in great pain and he wants to know if you can help him.
All right, would you tell him to just relax and I'll be back as soon as I can with some medicine?
Just hang loose, blood. She's gonna catch up on the rebound on the med side.
What it is, Big Mama? My mama raised no dummies. I duck a rap.
Cut me some slack, Jack.
Say Cuddy can't hang. We say be doing everything.
Chump don't want to help. Chump don't get the
Say
help.
can't hang. Say 7 Up.
Jive ass dude don't got no brains anyhow.
What a classic movie. Hello, everybody, wherever you may be around the world. My name's Larry. Welcome to Ham Radio Live. Please hit the subscribe button. Helps people find us here on YouTube who might have an interest in radio or just weird sense of humor like that. I love that movie. So many great one-liners. Pardon me, stewardess. I speak jive. Hey, happy Sunday, the last day of January 2021. Welcome from around the world, wherever you may be. Please subscribe. We don't hit monetize, so if you subscribe, it'll help people find the channel on YouTube. Welcome, my dear friend in Barcelona. That's Johan. Good to see you, buddy. My shortwave listening pal. Welcome. Happy Sunday, everybody. Good to see you. Isn't that fun? I love that. Pardon me, stewardess. I speak jive. Anyway, good to see you. Today we're going to do Ham Talk Live. We do a ham radio show here every day, usually around 1900. And today, a little late again. Sorry. I try. Let's just say it'll be around 1900. Okay, would that work? Might be better. Yeah, it's around 1900. So today, yeah, I woke up a little late. I was exhausted. I was up really late last night. But I get up and the dogs, right? Miley, my girl, she has lots of, she has it in her head, right? Medicine right away when I wake up, and that's in dog food. So she loves it, right? And then right to a walk. Okay. Well, that takes forever sometimes. And it did today. So I kept trying to get home. Miley, come on, let's go. We got to hurry. And so we're here. Thanks for being here and joining us. Appreciate it. We're here just about every day at 1900 UTC, about 1900 UTC. And we talk about ham radio, shortwave radio in general, but mostly ham radio. Tomorrow going to be a great show, a great review on antenna. It's antenna season, right? Getting ready for field day coming up. I know we did field day. No, it's just about the dust is settling. I know. but the real one, AARL, the big one in June, and all the contests coming up, right? Antenna season's here. Time to start thinking about putting up some antennas. I have a dynamite Parks on the Air antenna for you that will handle up to a kilowatt. No joke. That's on tomorrow's show. Please join us. Today, special show. We have a topic question on Sundays. You drive the show. It's all about you. You make the show work, as you always do. But today, we simply just talk about radio. So today's question, if money was no object, what transceiver would you have? Okay, so let's say you got this certificate, right? And the certificate said, one transceiver of your choice, only one, you can go get it. Now, it could be a new one or a used one, okay? So where would you go? What would you do? Hello there. Barcelona is in the house. Good afternoon. Good evening to you there in Spain, Johan. It's an honor to see you, my shortwave buddy. Love it. N7. Yeah. What's your vector, Victor? Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so funny.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
There you go. Welcome to the show, my friend. Happy Sunday to you too from Minnesota. Hello, Thor. Welcome. I'm so glad to see you. Thanks for coming, my friend. As always, thank you. Nice comments as well. Thanks. I appreciate hearing from you. And a nice email. I appreciated that. Thank you. Okay. Money's no object. Here they come. Here they come. The airplane, the references. This is great. All of the airplane, one-liners. What's my clearance? Clearance? Yeah. I wanted to do the one, where a little kid goes into the cockpit, but no. Kids have to watch the show. And now every kid that watches this on replay is going to go, oh man, the airplane. Got to go check airplane out. The beginning of the airplane in the cockpit. No, just, what I'm talking about. You know the scene, right? Oh, it's a funny movie. Love that. Norm's here from Massachusetts. Norm, what a joy, man. Hey, give me a woo. Thank you, Norm, all the way from Massachusetts. He's Whiskey 1 November, Lima, Juliet. Norm, it's a pleasure to see you. Okay, so money's no object. You get a certificate. You may buy one radio, one transceiver of your choice. And you're typing away right now. I know, because I can feel the vibes right now. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. That's always kind. I mean that. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Okay. So you get money, one transceiver. And it's a certificate, right? You can't take it back. It's not money. You can't get in, like a gift certificate, get your cash out of it. It's a certificate. Okay. You get a certificate. Good for one transceiver of your choice. Any transceiver. You can buy it. It's new or it's a vintage one. What do you think you do? Now, I know a lot of people right now are typing. They're away at their keyboards typing, which is cool. But I think that the cool part about this question is there's so many answers you can go, right? There's so many directions here you can go with it. But it makes you think, doesn't it? Okay, now if I really had the chance and it was truly an opportunity, what would I do, right? What would I do? Who can it be? No. Gunter's in the house from Germany. Welcome, Gunter. Good to see you. So you've got all the money in the world. Would you go and perhaps, you'd go out and you'd, take that certificate, and you'd say, I don't really need a special radio. I can just go out, hang with this. This would be fun. It's a new Yaesu FTDX10. That would be cool. I could have that. I can put it on a display. It's not going to cost it a lot of money, but hey, it's got good numbers on Sherwood. It's number 3 currently on the Sherwood list. And hey, it's really cool. I like it. It's small. Can fit in my house real easy because I don't have a huge house and a big bedroom to put it in. So this is a nice little radio. I could put it in and enjoy it very much. Or would it be something else? What would you do? You've got all the money. You got the chance. It's a certificate. Okay, we have to make it that way. It's a certificate. Good for any radio. What transceiver would you get? And not for the, we better make it clear, because you got, hams are brilliant, okay? Shortwave listeners are brilliant too. You can't take the certificate, okay? Buy the radio and then sell it to flip it to buy more radios, okay? Because that's what we do. You can't do that, okay? It's about getting your dream radio. That's really what this question's about today, okay? You have a chance to get that dream radio and work it. Have fun with it, right? Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Norm from Massachusetts says the Yaesu FTDX 101 MP. Oh, man. Great radio, man. Norm, that's a great radio. Let's take a look at it. Here's the 101. And they look identical. MP or D. This is the D, but, you know, the MP looks exactly the same. The only difference is it has a speaker with it and internal filter. Okay. But that's it. Beautiful radio. Hybrid SDR, 9 megahertz front end, so it narrows out a lot of the interference and the noise. Gives you a nice narrow reference frequency to come in. Has a great display, easy to use. I mean, this thing's brilliant. This radio, Norm, of all the radios that I've been blessed in the world to own, this was my favorite. It was. It was just a treat to use every day. It was. And I think it was because I got used to it. Whenever you take the time to really use a radio and understand the things it can do, and then you discover more. I believe with this radio, Norm, and the reason I'm showing it so long is because Norm says this radio, it's one he'd have. That's the one he'd go get with his certificate. He'd take his certificate and buy this. What I love about this radio, you could have it for a couple of years, okay, and still not know everything because it has so many features to it. Norm, this is a great choice. Plus, you can put it out on a display, wireless mouse control, touch screen. It's a beautiful radio. And what I love about it is that VFO. Okay, the VFO is very heavily machined. It's a very heavy knob, really is. But that inner VFO, that silver one, that big ring that goes around the main VFO, that thing is like just so well designed. It's just beautiful. It's like it came from a Germany mad scientist radio factory. I mean, really, it's just precision. It's so well done. The 101. Great choice, Norm. Yeah. Best radio I ever used. And I miss it. I do. I miss it. It was a great radio. Yeah. Thor, so many great radios out there. A Flex, maybe. I'm thinking the same thing. Yeah. I'm not sure if the K4 thing is going to work out. We're not sure right now. And there's reasons for it that I don't want to get into, but maybe a change here from the K4D to possibly the Flex. Okay. On this end. And there's, each radio has its own advantages and disadvantages. I don't want to get into that part of it. But Flex radio, goodness sakes, man. Stuff you could do with them. I can see why you'd want one. Absolutely. My eyes just lit up, right? It's like I'm an alien. Hi, everybody. Welcome. My eyes just lit up. Actually, what I'm trying to do is get something up here for Thor in Minnesota because, this is something that, he likes. And it's a picture I don't have, to be honest. It's just not here. So I want to show it because I think what he's talking about is pretty cool. Would you buy it with the M? Would you buy the M unit so you have the monitor, right there on the front? Because what the M's are essentially is the M essentially gives you the Maestro unit, okay, on the front of the radio. Otherwise, it's just basically a black box that plugs into your PC or your Mac or, whatever computer you have. So that's the way it works. Yeah. And so if you're buying a Flex, that's kind of the way it always works. I'm trying to clear things off this computer. They keep popping up. Like, why are you doing this? Just clear. Thank you very much for, doing the right thing there. Okay. So again, the Flex, you can buy it a couple different ways. And what's neat about what Thor is saying about the Flex radio, and then again, what's neat about Flex is they do give you the option of, you can buy the box with knobs, right? So you get the box with knobs, and then you have this beautiful radio that you put on your computer and you control everything, right? You control everything from bandwidth to your parametric to your notch, right? Noise reduction, the level of noise reduction, all of that, right? Or if you buy one that already has the control head on it, right? And you can hook up any Flex 6000 series to a Maestro, by the way. So wireless control, wherever you are, you can do it. But here is one of their M units, okay? Kind of a bad picture, sorry. But it gives you an idea. Instead of having just a regular box that goes in your computer, it's the full real deal, right? You get the screen, you get the knobs, you get the buttons, you get everything. That's the M. Only available right now in the 6400 or 6600. Okay. Otherwise, what you have is you have something that looks just like this. Okay. Here's the 6700. That's the front of it. That's it. And it just plugs into your computer. That's it. But what's inside is incredible. And what it does is amazing. There's like, 7 slices. You get 7 receivers in that thing. Go crazy. Literally. Thor, I love it. That's a good one. That's a good one. Norm says, actually buying an FTDX 3000. I'm glad you're doing that. We talked about that, didn't we? Didn't we have a conversation about that, Norm? I think we did. I'm glad you're doing that. I love that radio. I've had multiples, and I like it. I think it's a great radio. It's a great superhead. Excellent DX receiver. Good for you. Hi, Stu. Hello, good evening to the UK. That's Stu. He's Golf 7, Whiskey Alpha Yankee. Stu, welcome to the show. It's nice to see you. Thanks for being here this evening. Thank you. So, money, no object. Get that certificate. You can get one transceiver of your choice. What's it going to be? What's it going to be, Gunter? A Garage Find IC 775 DSP, never used, in the box. Would you like that with fries, sir? Anything else you'd like with that? Gunter's an ICOM guy, and that's okay. That's good. ICOM has a very rich history, and I'll tell you what, I think ICOM truly could be the company that helps save ham radio. I mean that, because think of what they've done. They have completely helped. Well, Flex really started it with the, with the software-defined radios, but it was ICOM that brought them into the hands of people to use right away, right? So you got the radio, you've got the controls, they're right there. They're right there, right? That's the cool part. You can use it right away, and I love that part of it because, ICOM made those flashy, beautiful screens that we all fell in love with and saw in the ham radio stores and said, whoa, that looks very different than the other radios in here. And it was supposed to, because it was supposed to appeal to a younger audience. Yeah, very much. Here's the radio Gunter's talking about. This is an ICOM 775 DSP. Of course, though, now hang on, there is a condition, okay? It must be Garage Find and never used in the box. There you go. So there's Gunter's choice, okay, with his certificate. That's what he's going to walk away with. Nice frig. Beautiful. Hey, Ward's here. Whiskey 6, Whiskey Delta. Good to see you, Ward, from Southern California. You do. Yeah, you sure do. He has his already. Ward's radio. And what's cool is his certificate. He already used his. For those of you who don't know, okay, Ward has a 101. So your Ward has a 101 MP. 200 watts. Dual VC tune. Beautiful radio. And what's neat, he almost sold it. He was close. He was this close. And he had a guy ready to buy it. I hope you don't mind I tell the story. I'll tell a little bit. I won't go much into it, Ward, I promise. He had someone interested. And the person was actually bidding up higher to try and entice Ward to get rid of it, to sell it to him. And Ward had a tough choice, right? He was like, I like this radio, but I have this guy and he's willing to pay money, and gosh, I don't want to lose a whole bunch more when I go for resale. And then he started thinking, is resale the main thing here, or is my enjoyment of the radio the main thing here? And he stayed with his radio. He said, no. Proud of you, buddy. Proud of you. Greg, welcome. Kilo Fox 0, Charlie Union Zulu. We got another flex person here. Check it out. It's going to be the 6700 for Greg. So here's Greg's rig, 6700. And what he's going to do is he's going to pair a Maestro with it. That's exactly, Greg, precisely the way I would do it too. Yeah. I don't know if I'd go with the 67. It's pretty, I mean, I know it's got a lot in it. Don't get me wrong. I do know that. Okay, I do. But the thing is, I guess what I'm trying to say is I think I probably could get by with the 6600, right? Or the 6400, less slices, okay? But after, I guess, a month, are you really going to want to work FT8 on like 6 other slices? Is it going to get old by then? I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's cool. I think what you can do with it is fantastic, you know? And again, the originators, you know, they're the people who brought software-defined radio to market. I don't know if you know that. The software-defined radios initially were developed by the U.S. Navy way back in the day. And then what happened was the Navy found it was too expensive because it required an entire room to fit the computer to make it work. It just wasn't worth it. So they put it away. That was in the 90s. But then there was a ton of technology changes. So it brought to market the chance to make a smaller software-defined radio. That's when Flex Radio got into it in 2000 in Austin, Texas, put together the radio. Here's the Maestro. There it is. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love it. Personally, Greg, you and I are very close, very close. For me, it came between the Elecraft K4D and a 6600 with this. Yep, because I really want that remote. That is huge to me because it'll help me on there. Help me be on the air a lot longer because I can be more comfortable. That's a great choice, man. Love it. And that's personal for me too. Absolutely. Lee Resale, Whiskey 8, Romeo November Bravo. Welcome to the show. Good to see you, man. Is 200 watts the next standard for future new transceivers? So nice to have 200 watts instead of a small amp. What do you think? I don't know if it's the new next standard. I think it should be. I mean, how much bigger is the radio? It's not any bigger. An Yaesu 101, for example, the D and MP are exactly the same size. There's no size difference between the two of them. The two of them are exactly the same size. So if you've got a couple hundred watts in one and 100 in another, a lot of people will pick the 200 watt radio just because they get the extra half an S unit. And it does make a difference in a pileup. It does. Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit. Remember, Yaesu came out with the 9000, which was very expensive. It was 400 watts standard. That was one of the model options, though. Not all 9000s are 400 watts. Don't think when you're on QRZ's swap meet, right? And you're typing away, Yaesu 9000. Oh, wow, $3,000. Yes, I'll get that thing. You get home and it's 200 watts. You're like, what? This thing's broken. No. There was the MP model as well. That one was 400 watts. Yeah, just right there in the box, 400 watts. Lee, I think that should be. I think there should be two ways. Now, again, this is my opinion. In my opinion, in $4 will get you a fancy Starbucks coffee, okay? I think that we've almost hit the zenith of what we can accomplish with receivers now. I think we need to focus on transmitters and speakers. I think speakers are far, far too gone. I mean, come on. Update the speaker, update the whole sound system in these radios to make them sound more of quality. That would make a big difference, truly. And people would go for that because they would hear the difference. You go over to brand A, right? And it sounds like a typical little ham radio. And you go over to brand B and it's got rich, full sound. You're going, whoa. See, that's why. So sound system could be a big deal. But, getting extra 100 watts isn't tough, So that was a lot of people's frustration with the 7610, Lee, because they thought it should have been a 200 watt transceiver. But then Yaesu, when they came out with the 101Ds, priced very similar. You're within $100. Also 100 watts. If you want 200, you got to spend an extra grand. Yeah. Martin in the Netherlands. There we are. The Alinco DX77. Yeah. That's come up before. And that's a very special radio. It really is. It's a basic radio. It's not anything fancy, nothing flashy. It's got good numbers. It's been around forever. And it's a radio that a lot of people have mentioned. We've had it mentioned before here. Let me show you a picture of it here in a second. I used to have it on the computer, easy to get to. But since I had to get rid of it, because if I keep everything on the computer, it's bad. Overloading computer, bad. It makes everything just kind of slow down, and pretty soon it stops, and then we lose the feed, and you're saying, what happened? Where's Larry? The Alinco DX77. Here it is. Yeah. Not a bad radio. See, it's nothing flashy, but it works. Martin, not only welcome, great comment. Thank you. Good stuff. Yep. That's the Alinco DX77. See, pretty basic radio. But man, what it can deliver is just what he wants. Perfect. Good. Okay. So you've used your certificates. Hey, Ron's back. Victor Alpha 3, Foxtrot Union Charlie. I've wondered where you've been. Ron, good to see you. Welcome back. Woohoo. Welcome back. Okay, Ron, you got a certificate. It says Ron can get one transceiver of his choice, new or used, What is it going to be? But only one. And it's not to flip. It's to keep and have fun with, okay? All right. And Thor, same thing. Yes, with the Maestro. Yeah, same thing here. Yeah, I think that's such a brilliant thing. It is. And it's so good. I was talking with Bob Nagy, AB5N. Bob's a good guy. And Bob and I are friends, and he's a good guy. Bob's a nice man. And he loves the Maestro. He loves just the dynamic look of that screen. Thinks it's real good. So, yeah, absolutely. Gunter, 200-watt drive input to wake up a pair of 3 500Zs. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm a solid state guy. I would rather just have it right there, ready to go. You know, a couple of push-pull MOSFETs. You're in line. You're ready to hit the button. And once you do, it's 200 watts. Nice. You know, Yaesu's radio is good. The 101MP's got a great TX right out of the box. Factory settings. Don't adjust the parametric. Just click the mic. You're getting good audio reports right away. Now, you mess with the parametric a little bit. You got to be careful. Have to know what you're doing. And then you can really make it come to life. By the way, you can also, I don't know if you know this, you can go to 4K on the 101s. It's called TTBF, okay, Total Transmit Band. TTBF, Total Transmit Band something. Can't remember. TTBT, sorry, I think it's TTBT. Total Transmit Band Transmit. But it gets you 4K wide. So you can go to 4K wide, like on the 5000 and the 3000 and I think the 2000 and the 1000s do the same thing. So you can go to 4K wide transmit. So if you want to run a little ESSB, get a little more bandwidth to make your signal sound great, man, you can really make it happen. So certain way to do that, when you turn on the radio, you hit, I think it's the DNR and it's DNR and DSP. So you're holding the DNR DSP buttons at the same time you're holding in the power button. And then you go to the transmit bandwidth section. All of a sudden, bingo, there's the TTBF thing that pops up. And you can transmit 4K. Yeah. So if you're going to use it for, you know, ESSB and really run it with great sound, you can make it sound fantastic. You really can. Good stuff. Martin, poor man's radio, but very enjoying it. Yeah, he has the DX77. He's already got his radio. So would that mean, Martin, hold on, would that mean you wouldn't accept the certificate to buy another radio? Not buy, but get. Think about it. You can get anything you want. Anything you want. Gunter says from Germany, DX77 wasn't a bad radio at all. I had for 9 years. Almost working fine. That's pretty cool. Norm said to decide to pass in the FTDX10. Yeah. We talked about that. And, you know, Norm, I think what the 3000 brings you, you're going to be happy with. You will. You know, you get that DX antenna input and you get a second antenna input too. So you really get 3. That's big. Connectivity is really important on radios. And the 3000, while it goes back, I think to 2016 when they came out with it, you know, it's not an old radio like the 5000 is. I mean, gee, this radio here has come out in so many different iterations, you know, but it started in 2010, came out in December of 10. 3000 was, I think, in 16. So borrows a lot of components of the 5000, and it's a fantastic DX. Yeah, you'll love it. Stu Foster, he'd take the 5000 MP with the SM5000, and he's very kind. You see that? He said, please. Very nice. That's this radio right here. That's the Yaesu FTDX 5000 with the station monitor on top. That's the SM5000. That's this little guy right up here. There's no antenna hooked up to it right now. I couldn't do that. Once I did the review of the SDR Play, I had to borrow my jumpers. So, but it's just putting it back together. But that's a beautiful radio. That's the one I wanted too. Yeah, we share the same thing, Stu. Same thing exactly. Yeah, that was the one that I wanted. So I've got my certificate already turned in. I'm happy. I'm good. Gunter says, or a Yaesu FT1000D if no garage find. Okay, so if there's no garage find on the ICOM, he'll buy a 1000D. It's a good radio. You know, it's funny because the 1000 got great reviews. It was very well liked. Then they came out with a 2000 and no one, I mean, it wasn't a big liked radio. It wasn't, I guess that the because the 1000 set the bar so high, when the 2000 came out, expectations were that it would be a much better radio, and it wasn't. It was a letdown. And so it didn't sell very well. It just didn't. The 2000s weren't as good as the 1000s have been. And the 1000, man, again, 200 watts and great controls. Oh, not a lot of menus on a 1000. Really, you just push the button and let it rip. Great stuff. Great stuff. This is good. Yeah. Quentin Kevin. Hi, Quentin. Good time. Yeah, first time I've seen you. Welcome to the show. Kev's in the UK. That's M0MCL. Just got my dream radio, he said. And it is the Yaesu FTDX 101MP. Loving it. Thanks for being here from the UK, Kev. I mean that very much. Yep, so he's on the 101MP as well. 200 watts, dual VC tune. So he already got the 300 hertz CW filter on the first receiver. You know, the only options for that radio really are a couple of 1.2 SSB filters, which I think are unnecessary. Kevin, do you think they're necessary? Lord, you've got one. I don't think those are necessary at all. I think you can use the radio just as is and not ever have to deal with the 1.2s. I know that Yaesu said it's because they did it for contesters, because they want them to be able to really narrow the pass bands, to be able to make those calls. I just don't see the value there. I really don't. The radio already goes down to, 500 hertz. So I think it's fine the way it is. It's a great radio. Congratulations on that, Kevin. I mean that. Scott, welcome back. Good to see you. Happy days. Happy Sunday for you, buddy. Tomorrow's February. Can you believe that? Man, time to get some antennas working on everybody. Yeah. Gunter. Yeah, and this is true. Some people bought radios never used, still untouched in the original box. There are many like that in ham radio. And it's because people, you know, they had the money, right? And they bought the radio, and then they got busy into doing something else, and the radio sat there. I bought a couple of shortwave radios like that in the past. It's phenomenal. It's like a time machine, really. Radio might be 10 years old, right? And they stopped making it 3 or 4 years ago. You open up the box and everything is brand new. It's just, it's such a unique thing, but they do exist. You're right. You're right. Winter field day work in Scott. I hope you got that coffee you asked for. Andy Bronson's here. Hi, Andy from Great Britain. He is Mike 7 X-Ray Tango Tango. Welcome. Good to see you. Good evening to you. You got a certificate to buy any radio you want. What in the heck radio are you going to get? Jonathan Brookmore is here. Well, good to see you. Just got done tearing down after Winter Field Day. If money were an object, I'd probably buy a Kenwood TS 990S. And here's what it looks like. Look at that. That's what Jonathan would have right there. Kenwood TS 990. That is a beautiful radio. Look at all the controllability there. Wow. That's Kenwood's flagship right there. And this is the reason why when people ask, you know, and I understand why, there's nothing wrong with the question. Okay, is Kenwood going out of business? This is the reason I say no. This radio and the 890 both, because they're just beautiful. Jonathan, thanks for coming. Great comment. He said, or maybe even a 9000 MP. Yeah, there's the 400 watt one. Yeah, and beautiful. It's a long radio. It's very long. It has a band scope. It has the radio. It's got the speaker, right? It has 2. And then it has like 400 watts to transmit. Yeah, that's a great transmitting radio. William Myers is here. Kilo Alpha 8 Golf India Mike. Welcome to the show, Will. He's here from Bruce, Wisconsin. I hope the weather's not too bad up there and you have a Culver's nearby to warm up with a Butterburger. Beautiful. Man, it's good food. I still remember when I was living in the upper Midwest, going to Culver's. For people who don't know, Culver's is famous. They're famous for their old-fashioned hamburgers, Butterburgers. They make, you know, it's basically a bun that's put onto a grill with butter on it, so it tastes good when you have your hamburger. And they have their shakes. They're called concrete shakes. They made the original, you know, upside-down blizzard-like thing, right? You turn it upside down, it doesn't move, but it's a great shake. Also, some of the best cheese curds ever. Good stuff out there. 7 degrees for you, Scott? Holy moly, man. You were cold, but diligent. How was Greyline? Did you okay? It's a good time to be working. Welcome, November, Juliet 7 Lima. Good to see you. Thanks for being here today. Let's see, Jonathan, 20 degrees Celsius, a little chill. Yeah, Jonathan, 20 degrees Celsius. Are you bragging? Jonathan, come on now. 20 degrees Celsius right now. It was a little chillier when I started walking this morning. 20 degrees Celsius. What I would give for 20 degrees Celsius. Man, it's cold here. Andy Bronson said, had the 5,000, sold it last weekend for the 101D, and the 5K was a great radio, but I'm hearing more stations now. There you go. Yeah. And part of that, I think, Andy, is because on the 101, because of the 9 megahertz front end design for the hybrid they put on that, because it's a hybrid design for SDR. First thing it does, it comes in through the initial IF. So it has a 9 megahertz crystal in it. Comes in through there, then it goes to the A to D converter, then in the FPGA. So essentially how Yaesu does it, instead of having everything coming in to the analog to digital converter and then to the FPGA, right? Instead of that, they say, no, we're going to narrow down to 9 megahertz. Let that narrow passband come in to the A to D converter and then into the FPGA. So the field programmable gate array can make the radio do everything it needs to do. Makes it nice. But the thing is, do you give up a little bit on digital modes? It's possible. Because remember, digital modes, we don't hear them. So we need all that frequency. Okay. That's the only thing. Also, sampling is an issue that can come up on the 101s. But if I had to pick my favorite radio, it's the 101. Yeah. Andy, great radio. It was hard to sell the 5,000. But it was. That's a nice radio, man. That's a beautiful. You know what? Like I've said all along, this one hopefully will be on my desk until I'm done. Once I'm finished, that'll be the last one. So, yeah. Good for you, man. Congratulations on buying a wonderful radio. The 101 is a great, great radio. Yeah. Ron says in Canada, if money was no object for anything, he'd buy a 9700. I hear it's great for satellite work and has D-Star. Sure, only 100 watts, but hey, he doesn't worry about that. Yeah, 9700. Great radio. That's your 2 meter and up, your VHF, UHF in a box that has that beautiful pan adapter screen like the 7300 has, right? That's just brilliant. But it's made for VHF, UHF. Pretty cool. Yeah. I'm kind of waiting for ICOM to come out with the, box with all, that SDR that kind of like Yaesu has with the 991A, right? But looking more like that 7300 screen, right? So you have the HF, VHF, UHF in a box. That'd be pretty cool. How much would you pay for something like that? 100 watts. What if they did it with 200 watts? Would that be slick or what? Nice. William Myers, Kilo Alpha 8, Golf India Mike. I can almost hear it. Bing Crosby, I'm dreaming about getting an Elecraft K4. There it is. That's the K4. We have one on order here, K4D. And yeah, we're hopefully going to be getting it very, very soon. Very, very soon. Otherwise, we might be having to flip to a different radio because I need to get, first of all, I need to get the monitor better here. I need to get the feed to you for what the radio is doing so much better. I hate the way it looks now. You're working a radio, for example. This is the problem. Okay, working a radio. Here I am. I'm working the radio. You can't see the frequencies, and my hand is in front of everything. Doesn't work. I hate it because I want you to have the best experience you can have here on YouTube about radio and ham radio, and it just doesn't look good in my eyes. I want you to have a good, well-polished show. Now, doing live shows is very different. Let me say that real upfront, because most people that do YouTube videos here on ham radio products are pre-produced. You can always tell. You can see the edits, and you know that they've cut them and done that. Now, that's not to say that they don't do some shows live. They do some shows live. If they're like product reviews and stuff like that, they're all pretty much pre-produced. They all are. All of these we do are live, that I do here are live. So what you see is what you get. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard, so it's also you're putting yourself out there too, because mistakes can be made. Then you have to weigh that. Is that going to be okay to keep out there or not? Yeah. So while we have the K4D and have had it on order a long time, I'm at the point now where I have to get you the best product I can on this channel. Yep, it's not monetized. Notice that? No commercials. But I want to make sure you get the best experience digitally with your eyes as well as your ears. And I can't do that anymore by having my hand. And thanks for the thumbs up. Obviously, that's about that problem. Thank you. Appreciate that. Because I've noticed it, and it bothers me much more than you know to see this on the screen while you're hearing the radio spinning around working, right? You're hearing the radio. Let's move up. I'll give you a good example of what I'm talking about here. Okay. So we're here on 20. Sorry, we're on 20. And all of a sudden I'm tuning into a frequency as gingerly as I can. And meanwhile, the camera is picking up the hairs on my hand. No. This channel, and all the thumbs up come flying. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, because believe me, I know that. I don't want it to be this way either. I needed to sell the 101 to buy the K4. That's what paid the rest of it off. But you guys should have a better screen here, and I'm getting there. I just need to make that needs to be done now. So if it's not done and I have confirmation right away, then we have to go to a different radio. And that's nothing against Elecraft. It isn't. Parts are hard to come by, and that's important to understand. Coronavirus has limited parts into companies to get radios out. It's just that you need the radio now. So, all right. Nikolai from Romania. Good to see you, buddy. Wow, what a joy. He said, if you ask me, I would go with the Yaesu FT1000 MP. Yeah. Now, see, that's a radio that was built in the year 1995? It was 95. Not a brand new radio here, but this is what he likes. Listen to what he says. This is great. Just because it looks cool. Since I am still waiting for my ham radio license, I have no experience with transceivers at the moment. That's a great radio to learn with. It is. It's big. It's a big, heavy radio. Very heavy. But, there's a lot there. Another good radio for you, Nikolai, that'd be a great teaching radio, quite honestly, is the K3. Really. Now, it's more expensive, but it's really light, can fit into a small area, and you learn the controllability of the filters, your bandwidth, right? And your notch. All that stuff. It's easy. You learn it. But yeah, the 1000, that's a great radio. I had one. It was a Mark V MP, and it was a great radio. Glenn is here from Australia. Hi, VK. Good to see you, buddy. Way there on the other side of the world where it's summertime. Oh, my gosh. I am so missing that. Mitch Martin is here from the San Francisco Bay Area. Love his call sign, Whiskey Union 1, Quebec. I just feel that's such a, like a radio call sign. Like when you're doing contemporary hit radio stuff, this is Whiskey Union 1, Quebec. Like, have the real cool sounder. This is Whiskey Union 1, Quebec. Welcome, Mitch. Good to see you. Welcome to see you. Gunter says that the FT2000D is a great one too. Okay. That wasn't as well received as the 1000, but that's interesting comment. Yeah. Happy Sunday, fellow ops. That's from Mitch in Northern California. So good to see you, and good to see you as well. Mitch, his thing, by the way, Mitch, he says the ICOM 7851. You didn't trick me. I have that one too. Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at one of the most expensive ham radios out there. It's over 10 grand. At one point, the MSRP was over $18,000 for this radio. No kidding. This transceiver was over 18 grand MSRP. That was, of course, ICOM's MSRP. What the retailer sold it for was less, but yeah, there you go. Look at this. Look at the controllability. This deserves a bigger picture, okay? Bigger picture for Mitch. Or Whiskey Union 1, Quebec. Bigger picture, you can see all this. Look at all this stuff does. Look at this. One of the most expensive radios in ham radio right there. That is the ICOM 7851. Man. And I know your eyes are looking at the screen right now, just like, oh, wow. Look at that. Does that? Wow. Yeah. 7851 ICOM. Beautiful radio, Mitch. Good call. Love it. Go with golden knobs. Funny. Mitch has a TS890. That's a good radio as well. The 890 is a wonderful, wonderful radio. I love the 890. You know, I keep the brochure nearby because I do love the 890. Such a great radio. Great transceiver. Just such a great transceiver. It's just beautiful. Love the 890s. Yeah, I can see why. Good call. Cool. Good call, Mitch. Glad you have that. That's a good one. Martin says, Kenwood, more knobs than my IQ. More knobs than my IQ.
Don't anybody move.
That's great. Toby's here from Germany. Welcome to the show, Tobe. Good to see you, man. He said if he had that certificate to buy any radio he could have, he would buy either the ICOM 7610 or the FTDX 101. Okay. First time we've had the 7610 pop up. 7610. That's a tough choice. ICOM screen, much more contrast to it, a lot more pop to it. It's kind of like comparing an OLED television with an LCD, or sorry, an LED. So an LED TV versus an OLED. That's really what it is compared to the Asus. That's true. Really, it's very true. They pop, but the Asus, I think, has much better DNR. It really does. Yeah. But yeah, so there you go. He'd be right there on that, or he'd be wanting this. So he's between those two radios right there, the 101 or the 7610. Imagine. Yep. I don't think you go wrong there, Toby, either way. You get a quality radio, dual receive, excellent filtering. You know, one of them is direct sampling, one of them is hybrid. But, you know, don't let, like, you know, Sherwood or any other report convince you to buy a radio. Buy the radio because you want the radio, because it does what you want it to do, or it has the features on it that you believe is important, right? Because you'll be happy with it. So don't let a report sell you a radio. That's what I'm saying. If you're like between the 7610 and the 101 and you're struggling, right? And you look at the Sherwood report and you see the 101 at the top and the 7610 way down lower, and you say, wow, the 7610 must not be as good a radio. No, don't think that, truly, because the 7610 is a great radio. And the amount of difference between them, these are bench numbers in a lab that is so specific that you will not most likely notice the difference. Buy the radio you want. Grow old with it. It's good. Jonathan, I must have a thing for buttons and knobs. Indeed. My older Yaesus are more enjoyable to use than my IC7300. Yeah, I understand that. Truly, yeah. My 7300, I love it. Simple to use. Love the touchscreen. But I love the controllability of the 5000. That's why I bought it. And I love every minute of it. Yeah. Will from Wisconsin. Culver's is great. Yeah. Butterburgers. Great fries and cheese curds. Got to get the cheese curds. Oh, good stuff. Yeah. Thor from Minnesota in my best Homer Simpson voice. Butterburgers. Yeah. It's good stuff. It is. Man, it's good. Andy from Great Britain, you're right. It was hard to sell the 5000. And the SM5000 speakers are awesome. Yeah, that's one thing I think the 5000 does better than the 101. When you put the SM5000 into this diversity mode, it's like, it's different, right? It sounds like the radio, the sound from the radio comes from all around you. It's the only ham radio I have ever heard that sells a speaker, that has a speaker for it, you know, that is really good. Seriously, the 5000, if you get the SM5000. Now, the band scope isn't the great. The band scope's not great, but the speakers really shine. That makes that radio so much better. It really does. Yeah. Great comment, Andy. You're right. Thank you. Thor said, I heard on 80 meters early this morning what a couple of the big ham radio retailers have sold out of the FTDX 10. They must be selling well. Yeah. Ham radio outlet is completely sold out. DX Engineering does have them. They'll ship Monday on the 10s. Current price still $16.99. It will come down. Gigaparts was at $1,525, so it's $1,525 US the day after Christmas and the day after that. So the 26th and 27th, that weekend, right following Christmas of last year, okay, the FTDX 10, they had priced that radio at $1,525. They had knocked the FTDX 101 MP down to, I think it was like $3,793. It was a weird number, really weird, but it was only a 2-day sale. So watch flash sales. Watch for flash sales. Yeah. Romania, it's cold, 3 degrees below, northeast of Romania. Last week here was minus 20 centigrade. Now it's actually pretty warm during the day. You know, Nikolai, when I lived in Minnesota, I learned how tough people have to be when it's cold weather climates, right? So we would have days in Minnesota where it'd be like 20 below or 40 below, wind howling. It was awful. It's the first time I ever felt my pants literally like stiff as a board, right? And you breathe in and your nose hairs freeze. Seriously, if people have never been in northern climates in the winter, that happens. That's no lie. That's why it's illegal if you see someone on the side of the road in the wintertime in the northern United States and they're stranded, that you have to go and help them. You have to, because they would die out there. It's too cold. So then when the weather turns to like maybe 0, right? You get to like, you know, you've been at 20 or 40 below, gets to like 0 or 10 degrees above. You'll see people outside in t-shirts. Really, it'll be sunny. They'll be wearing t-shirts. And it's because it's so much warmer. Seriously, it makes a big difference. No joke, Nikolai. Thanks for coming on the channel. It's always good to see you. Hey, Tom's here from the Middle East. Tom, good to see you, buddy. Tom is either in Saudi Arabia or Bahrain. I'm not sure which one today, but he loves the FT1000D. It's an oldie but a goodie. And he said, hopefully ICOM replaces the 9100. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, Tom, I agree with you. I like the 1000. I had a Mark V Field. It was a fun radio to use. Better, not this here, the 5000 is like a 1000. The 1000 lineage is there, no question. You can see it all over that radio, but the 5000 just a better radio. So take a look, man. If you have a chance to work one of these, you'd love it. All right, Stu, dinner time in the UK. Enjoy that. I hope you have a nice evening. Thanks for joining us today, Stu. Been a pleasure. Lee Resale, hear anything about the ICOM upgrading the 7300 to a 7310, a la 7600/7610? Have not heard that yet. No. Nope. Glenn from Australia, Larry, I have a 133 foot end-fed long wire antenna to put up. Do you recommend the 9-to-1? Yes, absolutely. The 9-to-1 Ballon. Yes. Yes. Be grounded or counterpoise. Okay, I would ground it, and I would definitely use that. You have to use it, buddy. Yep, 9-to-1. Yeah, and make sure you have to have it grounded. I mean, you have to, because you literally, when on an end fed, you have basically the radiating element going one direction, right? On a dipole, let me explain this. Hold on. Oh, thank you for not falling all over the place. I'm just looking for my pen I can use. Okay, no pen. All right. See, I was going to get fancy with a whiteboard. No, I can't do that. Okay. All right, let me just try and explain it. When you have an off center fed or a center fed, okay, literally you have the shielded side of coax going in one way, and you have the center conductor going in the other one. That's really what you have. Okay, so both ends going out. That's why dipole doesn't need to be grounded if it's a center fed, okay, or an off center fed. You don't need to ground them because they already have grounding, because you have the conductor and you have the shield. Okay, on an end fed, it's different because it's one radiating element. I would definitely use ground radials with it. Yeah, and more than one. I would, and you're going to need that 9-to-1. You will. Because you're going from a balanced antenna, because you should be using the one element coming up plus the ground radials. There's your shield. Okay. So coax, you look at the coax, the inside of it. I thought I had some here. Sorry. So you have the shield and you have the center conductor, okay? So the shielded pieces are on the ground. Those are your ground radios for there, okay? And then your piece that goes up, your 133-foot piece that comes out, that's your center conductor, okay? So you use the balun to connect those two pieces. So goes up, you have your ground radials, shield goes to the ground radials, connect them onto a, just a plate or, a way to connect all the ground radials together to the shield of the coax, to the 9-to-1 if you need to. And then, run the coaxial cable center conductor to the piece that goes up on your end fed. That's how it would look, okay? Essentially, you'll run that into your 9-to-1 balun because the antenna is balanced and the coaxial cable is unbalanced. That's why you need the 9-to-1. You're smart on that. Glenn, good comment. Thank you. Also, how long the counterbuoy should be. Same distance, same length as that antenna. Honestly. Yeah. Whenever you're building, and see, this is why I don't like end feds. I just don't, because electrically, they just go out farther than what the length really is. I'm not a big fan. I'd rather have a vertical. I just would, because it's easier to build and it's more easy to adjust. It just is. But when you have an end fed, okay, you have basically an antenna that's pointed in one direction, okay? It still radiates like a dipole, okay? It goes, but it's omnidirectional. But it's just, I don't know. I'm much more a fan of center fed. I really am. I love center fed dipoles. They're simple to build. They're half wave because you have core on both sides. And if you have them up high enough, put the top section up as high as you possibly can, at least 40 feet. And if you can, make the ends at least 40 feet as high. Make it just a straight horizontal antenna. It's perfect. Or go up higher, maybe 50 or 60 feet, make it a gentle V, but make the ends as high as you can put them. You're going to work the world with that antenna. You really will. You'll work the world with it. Just get up high. That's the whole thing. All right. Glenn, why not put a 49-to-1 transformer? No counterpoise needed if it's an end fed half wave, that is. Yeah, you do it that way too, Andy. Yeah, I just not a big fan of end feds. That's just me personally. But doesn't mean it's bad. I mean, if you have no space, sometimes an end fed's the only thing you can do. So I understand that. It's okay. I understand that. By the way, tomorrow, Glenn, I've got a great antenna to show you that might be the answer instead of running this antenna. And it'll handle up to 1 kilowatt. Pretty cool. Yeah. Yes. So I think that's going to be good. I hope you like that part. I hope you like that. Let's see. Okay. Now this is going to blow you away. The man's name is Flex Radio User. Yeah. I will choose Flex Radio 6600. What a surprise. Okay. Let's continue. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Easy to operate, SDR filters, 4 slice, receivers. Nice, easy operation on your PC, remote, or via Maestro. Wait, there's more. Also has access to a Flex Radio 6700 at a contest station. Thank you so much from Oscar Zulu 1 Lima Charlie Golf. Thank you, my friend, for coming to the show. Appreciate it. Yeah, Flex offers a lot of flexibility. They do. I mean, you can remote somebody else's radio by hooking up to it. If you have their credentials to be able to sign in on, on the internet, you can get into their radio and use it. It's really sweet. You can use their radio through your radio. Elecraft is doing the exact same thing with the K4. Exactly the same thing. So if somebody else has a K4, say in New York, and you're living in California, and you guys are good buddies, right? He has access to your K4, can use it, and your antennas on the West Coast. You can have access to his rig and his antenna there on the East Coast. Work Europe. Isn't that cool? It's amazing. Yeah. Flex Radio User, thanks for being on the show. It's great to see you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Can I get him a woo? Thank you. All right. Thanks for being here. Toby loves that Hibberling. We've had that come up many times. Hibberling PT8008. That's a great radio too. Yeah. Good call on that. Absolutely. Rod Clear, first time I've seen you here. Welcome to the show. My goodness, Rod, what a joy. He's K7 Radio Kilo Bravo from just over the hill in Salem, South Salem, Oregon, on a budget. Now look, this is cool. He lives close to me. South Salem's a nice area. Just spent like 2 days. You know, Rod, I was there twice yesterday on commercial at the FedEx store. Twice. No, UPS store. Sorry, twice. Just to mail out. I wasn't brilliant enough to bring both items with me at the same time. So I could, like, you know, ship them at the same time. No, I had to make 2 trips. South Salem. Great area. He's in South Salem, Oregon. It's on a budget trying to figure out my new FTDX 3000. That is a great radio. It'll take you a while to figure it out. But the beautiful part about that is it's a powerful DX receiver. One of the things that, well, 2 things I can tell you. If you're interested in experimenting with the SSB, it will go to 4K. Okay, that's important. Okay, the other thing that's really cool about that radio is if you adjust the contour of that radio, okay, and you go, now it's going to sound weird, okay, go down to -16 on that, and you're going to bring up your RF. Your signals are going to come up big on that radio. If you just go to your contour, is it contour? Hang on. Yeah, I believe it's contour. You take the contour, and I don't have the radio in front of me, so bear with me. But you go and you take it to -16, run it there, and you're going to find your RF comes way up. Great radio in 3000. Love it. Thanks for coming today. Appreciate you being here. Gunter, I'm not even going to put this up here on the liquor store thing. Sorry, man. Can't do it. Lee, you ever count the number of buttons, knobs on the 5000? My buddy did it as 101. Well, you know, do you like control? It's all about control. That's all it is. Having a button and a knob to control everything for me is important. I like having that control because it means I don't have to go into a menu to then make something work and adjust it through a knob or a button. I just like to have that button. Press the button means it's activated. Then turn the knob and adjust it. I like having those knobs and buttons. Makes it a radio to me. Yep. Glenn says, purchased a parametric receive audio equalizer and speaker. Looking forward to use it. Glenn, wait. You got to get back in touch with me, okay? Because you come on the channel. By the way, good to see you. That is something we have to talk about. Okay, so get back to me on what you think. I bet you're going to be stunned at what it does. Just hook up some headphones to it. What he's talking about is the Heil parametric receive audio system. I talk about it here all the time because I love it. I have it, paid for it, get nothing for saying it. But I'll tell you if I think something's really good, and this is. What's nice about this, Glenn, is when it arrives, hook up your headphones to it. Each one of the headphone jacks has a 25-watt amplifier. So if you're a hard of hearing person, if you have hearing deficiencies, buy this system, buy the parametric receive audio system, because the Heil parametric receive audio system is specially designed to help bring up the sounds for you. And because it has the 25-watt amps on those headphones, man, what you can do with it is phenomenal. It really helps you hear fantastic, especially hearing deficiency people. If you're hearing deficient, you're good. You're good. Toby in Germany, I use a Ball standard Logitech 2.1 PC audio system on my Pronomic mixer. Sorry. Great audio, and I can EQ everything to my preferred specs. Yeah, it's like with everything. Buy what you get used to what you get used to, and then you'll like it better because you've used it, right? You figure out how everything works, how the bobs and knobs and buttons and doodles and daddles all work, and you say, cool, this works great. Let's move with it. That's cool, right? So just do that. Get used to it, Toby. Have fun with it and enjoy it. Make the most out of it. Because that's what it's all about, having fun, taking time, doing something. And I love the picture of you with your hat, by the way. I think it's pretty darn cool. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see here. Rod Clear, geared up to take my general test later this week. We are going to be giving you lots of luck there, hopefully. Praying for your good success. I'll do a couple of shows this week for general questions. Now, that's not a substitute for study, but hopefully, maybe one of those questions will pop up on your test. You'll remember me talking about it and help you get past. That'd be great. Rod, good luck. Seriously, good luck to you on getting that general. You can do it. You really can. You really can. Okay. Will Myers, give wishing luck to Rod. Same with Gunter in Germany. Getting love from the United States and from Germany there. So good luck. As well as another one from Germany. It's good. So Will, studying for his general, hope to take the test in a few months. You'll pass. Just study. Great online study tools there for it. Norm, I strongly considered the FTDX 10, and he did. But after dealing professionally with the technology for over 50 years, I made a rule to never buy the first edition of anything. You know, he's right many more times than he's wrong with what he says. Right here, this comment might be the best of the show. I strongly considered the FTDX 10, but after dealing professionally with technology for over 50 years, I make it a rule to never buy anything when it's the first edition. Let it get out there. Let it get shaken out. Let it get firmware updates. Let it get worked out. So it's a great product. Then buy it. And you'll buy it cheaper too, because by then the prices come down. Norm, you're right. And that's why the 3000 is such a great radio. They have made their firmware updates to it. They have adjusted it out. And it's a great radio the way it is. Norm, you made a very, very good choice. Very, very good choice. All right. Let's see. Got to hit the road to South Dakota. Man, that's a nice drive. Have a great Sunday, everyone. Thank you for coming, Thor. Appreciate it. All right. Adriano Asani, thank you for being here. Between the FTDX 101 and FTDX 10, the price difference is right in your opinion? No, I don't. In Italy, the FT10 costs 50% of the 101. Not surprised. This last, do you think, is worth the double? Okay. Adriano, first of all, from Italy, I want to thank you for coming to the channel. We have a lot of folks come here from Europe, and it's a treat, and it's my honor to meet you. That's first of all. Okay. The FTDX 101 is the best receiver I've ever had. The FTDX 10 has similar receive numbers that you wouldn't notice the difference of between that and the 101. They're too close. It means that's an excellent receiver. Okay. The 101 has 2 receivers on it plus VC tune. Okay. The 10 doesn't. It has 1 receiver and no VC tune, but it still has outstanding numbers. Okay. The FTDX 10 is going to come down in price in the next 12 months. Let it come down in price first. Okay. Gigaparts here in the United States, the US price is $1,699. Okay. The day after Christmas, the day after that, Gigaparts had it priced at $1,525. That means there's a lot of movement in profit margin in those radios. Wait, they always come down. I think that radio is going to be between $1,400 and $1,500. Initially, I thought $1,300 to $1,500, but I'm just going to narrow it down. $1,400 to $1,500 is where it's going to be probably, okay? You'll get there. Or find a used one. You know, the new one's good because you get the warranty with it, okay, which I get, but I would still wait because the prices are going to come down. And I would buy the 10. Don't buy the 101. That's my opinion. But if you need 2 receivers, get the 101. Okay. 2 receivers are a big deal. Get the 101. If you're buying it because you want a great receiver and you want to work it with a great receiver, buy the 10. Save the money. Get yourself a good antenna or an amplifier or both. Seriously, because it's so much money. There's so much money difference. Jeff, thanks for being here. Thanks for the show. Jeff in North Wales. That's Mike Whiskey 6, Oscar Victor Tango. Jeff, you honor me. Thank you. Thanks for being here. My body's getting a little sore here. I need to get out of here for a moment. All right. So thank you very much, Tom, for being here. Congrats on the 3000. I have one and love it. And he's right. The 3000, folks, I've had 2 of them. 3 of them. I should still have one because I really like that radio a lot. It was easy to use after you get used to it. It takes a little while to learn it, but man, it's a powerful radio. It really is. Now, I won't sell this 5000, but a lot of the 3000 is there. The big difference is with the 5000, you can adjust the things you have to go through menus on the on the 3000 to do, like the power output, the mic gain, the compression, the noise reduction level, all of that. Okay, I can do with a knob here where I have to go through a menu on the 3000. Okay, that's just the way the radio is built, but it's a great radio. It has all the stuff the 5000 has in many respects. Okay, but it doesn't have everything. It has a lot of it though, and enough of it that it makes a big difference. Okay, Adesh is here from Trinidad. Adesh, welcome. Good to see you. I woke up after an afternoon nap. It's nice to see you. Thank you. His favorite, if he was to get a certificate, look at this, the ICOM 7300. The best-selling ham radio of all time, by the way. It is. It is the highest-selling radio in history. All right. Folks, we have been here for an hour, 9 minutes, going on 10 in 5 seconds. So I'm going to scoot because it's getting a little uncomfortable. Sundays are my favorite shows, by the way, because it gives us a chance to all be together. We all get to talk. And you guys steer the boat. I just give you a topic question, and I just watch you go. It's fun. It's a great day. I look forward to Sundays. Ham Radio Live on Sundays becomes Ham Talk Live. It's about an hour or so of talk on a subject, and we'll sometimes go different directions, but it's nice. So today's question, if money was no object, what transceiver would you have? Great answers, everybody. You really did good. It was a pleasure to host the program today. Tomorrow on Ham Radio Live at 1900 UTC Live, we'll be doing a great look at an MFJ antenna that you can use portably in the field and set up in like 10 minutes and still be able to have up to a kilowatt of TX power. That's tomorrow. Going to be a good show. Looking forward to that. It'll be fun. All right. So Tom from all the way in Bahrain in the Middle East, Gunter in Germany, from Trinidad, from the United States, Romania, and Germany again. 73s from around the world. My name's Larry. My call sign is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Please subscribe. I don't monetize. No ads. Zero. You won't have to hit the skip ad button one time. But all I ask is that you subscribe so people can help find this channel on YouTube. That would help me out greatly. Your likes also help out too. So thank you. That helps out the heart. So thank you for that. Until tomorrow at 1900 UTC, wait for the close. My name's Larry. My call sign's Kilo 7 Hotel November. All the very best from the Northwest, and God bless you all.
This is Westinghouse television station KYW TV 3 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Hold on. Told you to wait. Did you see that? It said KYW, Philadelphia. Now, in the United States, there is a line that wasn't there until 1923, okay? In the U.S., the Mississippi River is a line that to the east, stations that are broadcast stations begin with W. If you're west of the Mississippi, you have a call sign for a TV or radio station beginning with a K. However, radio stations were the first to come on the air. First one was KDKA Pittsburgh in the United States back in 1922. KDKA Pittsburgh, that's very much east of the Mississippi. There were a handful of stations that are still remaining on the air from east of the Mississippi that have that K identifier. And there are a few that are left from west of the Mississippi that have the W. We showed one yesterday with WDAY out of Fargo, North Dakota. That's about 250 miles west of the Mississippi River, yet it carries the W call sign. This is a great example of one of the remaining K stations in the United States that is east of the Mississippi River. In fact, all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. You can't get much farther, east than that, but it still has the K because the AM station that this television station is a part of came first. So the FCC grandfathered all of those in. It used to be the Federal Trade Commission back then, or Federal Radio Commission, but then it became the FCC. But after they made the pact in 1925, where they would make sure the Mississippi River was the, difference, they kept people that had their call signs. If they wanted to, they could keep them. A handful still exists. That's why I want you to enjoy this sign off. It's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's a classic from the late 70s. It is KYW Channel 3 in Philadelphia, one of the rare K stations that's east of the Mississippi. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful, and I mean a wonderful, Sunday.
This is Westinghouse television station KYW TV 3 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with studios located on Independence Mall East at Market Street. Our transmitting facilities are located at Umbria Street near Domino Lane in Philadelphia. KYW TV is owned and operated by Westinghouse Broadcasting Incorporated. Our programs may not be used for any purpose except exhibition at the time of their broadcast on receivers of the type ordinarily used for home reception in places where no admission, cover, or mechanical operating charges are made. And now, our national anthem. This is KYW TV, Channel 3 in Philadelphia.